Hi everyone, I am Mathieu Ferry, Head of Product for 4D, and today I want to share with you a coding session with AI and 4D 21. We'll be building a new application project from scratch, and we will use AI to build this project, to build the database, its structure, its data, and the forms and the feature. My objective is to build some kind of automatic task manager using AI for a travel agency. So this travel agency has an inbox mail. They receive a lot of emails on a daily basis. And what I want to do is for each email to automatically scan it and create a task corresponding to the email, if necessary, to the corresponding and to the adequate person from the adequate department in the company. Okay, so let's try to build this. I will start with a creation of a new project here, and it will be for the demo travel agency. So I have here a totally empty project. I will add a project dependency because I know I will be using AI for this. So I will add for the AI kit in my dependencies, and I restart my app, okay, my project. That's it. So this project is totally empty, and I will open it using VS Code because we will be using Copilot for this. So let's get here, and it's this one. Let's go. Okay, so as you see, this is a totally empty project. There are no sources, nothing. You have an empty catalog and so on. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is to create a, no, not in there, sorry. I'm going in there and I will create, I close this and that, and I will create a .github folder. And inside this folder, I'll create an instructions folder. All right. I will copy a set of files that I already have here. Okay. These instructions are based on my coding style, my coding habits, my best practice. So I can share them with you online later on. I don't know if they will be relevant for your use cases. The best is for you to build your own instruction files for GitHub Copilot. But let's say it's another topic. Okay, so I have these instruction files, and now we'll start working with GitHub Copilot. So you use this small button here, and a way to know if those instructions are properly known by the agent is to just to ask it. So what are your coding standards? Okay, I will ask them. And you see that it will directly here be aware of those instructions. All right, so they are good. Okay, let's close this. All right. Probably during this demo, maybe I will speed up some phases to avoid you a too long waiting time. Okay. All right. So let's continue. What I'm going to do now will be to start to build my app. And in my travel agency, I have some employees, so I will ask the AI to create me a table in the catalog listing employees with their names and first names. Just like that. Interesting. All right. So as you can see, the catalog file was edited. All right. And now what I can do would be to open here the structure and restart my project. All right, you see, I have now an employee table. Great. And if I check here, this ID is probably, it's a UUID and an automatic one. Perfect. So I have my employee table. I will now continue. I have, as I said, I want to have departments in my travel agency. So I will ask here to create a new table in the catalog listing companies department. I will always allow this. It will be simpler. Perfect. Okay, let's keep the changes and here restart. And I have here a department table with a name field. Great. Okay, let's continue. Now the funny part. Of course, I want here employees to be related to department. So each employee should have a department. So let's ask Copilot to add a relation between both. And let's see what it gives. Sometimes that part is a little bit complicated, but we'll see what it gives. All right. Okay. Let's keep that. And now let's restart. All right, you see, I now have a relation between both name, department, and employees. Great, perfect. Okay, we'll continue. I want now to have a department manager. Okay, so maybe we will refine that. So I want a manager for each department. The manager is an employee. So add a manager relation from the department table to the employee table. So you see, I'm not coding, I'm not designing anything, and I'm just expressing myself with prompts to work on this app. All right, let's see if it worked well. Yeah, you see, now I have here manager ID field. Okay, and you see it's correct. Perfect. That's really, really nice. All right. Well, there's no index here. We could improve that by asking, adding indexes, but that's not the point for the moment. All right. Now I would like to have some data. So I will ask the AI to build some kind of initialization data. Okay, so I prepared a prompt here. I ask it to write a for the method that will initialize the data in both of these tables. I ask it to generate two JSON files in the resources folder, one for employees and the other for departments. It will write the for the method loading those JSON files into the database. I ask it to use from collection to import data. I prefer that. We'll check the documentation if needed. And I ask it to just be careful here that of course it will first load employees, then it will load department, so the IDs will be generated automatically when importing from collection, and for the relations it will probably need a second pass. So I try to explain it a little bit how it should proceed just to be faster. But probably we will need to refine a little bit the algorithm here. We'll see how it gets with this. So you see it goes and check the documentation. That's interesting. And we'll see what it brings. So here it will start coding. So here we will see in the sources here what it gets. We will have probably a method appearing here in a few moments. So now I have here 5 departments: engineering, marketing, HR, finance, and sales. Maybe we can refine that later on. And it created 10 employees here. So we can check if they are here. Yes, they are in the resources directory. Now I see here a temporary ID, but it's a little bit, I will see what it gives here. All right. Probably there's something to be improved in here. We'll keep that. And perhaps we can just check here how it will be loaded. Okay. It's using the file here. So you see, as I'm using the 4D analyzer extension here, I have all the code coloring I need in here. So let's do this. What we could do would be also to open this code here, and well, I propose you just to run this code and just see what it gives. All right. Oh, there's an error here. So of course we will have to help it a little bit. And what I'm going to do here for this kind of error, I will just copy here the error and we'll abort. And I will just paste, I have this error. So I'm showing you the real stuff here. This is how I work. So when there are some errors on executing the code, I just paste the error to Copilot. And it's a typical error it makes. We're using from collection, it expect a status instead of an entity selection. So it will fix the problem by itself. Perhaps the documentation is not clear enough about this. Who knows? All right. So according to Copilot, the issue seems to be fixed now. So we will load that and run it again. Oh, you see, it says that I have 5 departments and 10 employees that are loaded. So what I propose you now is to go into the Data Explorer here, and we will have a look. I have some data, and I have employees and department. Let's check if here I have the manager, so the relations are correct. So it's I think a very good first result. Okay, let's close this. Perhaps we could refine a little bit the loading data, because I don't really like here the departments that I have. So I can ask it to, I'd like different departments. So I will list those departments. It's for a travel agency. So now I tell it what I'm working for only now. So department should be, I would like a sales and after sales, marketing of course, HR, yes, finance, okay, IT, I'd like a legal department as well. Okay, update the import files accordingly. I hope it will also update the employees on top of the others. Okay. I'm really not challenging what it does exactly, if it's efficient or not. Of course, this is not for going to production. It's to build a, let's say, a demo app quickly, a proof of concept, and so on. So, all right, so here I have these results. Apparently it took into account the employees, so perfect. And what I will do now is to execute again this. Okay, 7 department, 14 employees. Perfect. Let's check it in the Data Explorer. So now I have sales, after sales, marketing, HR, finance, IT, and legal. Perfect. I have a manager for each of them. That's so great. All right. Okay. So I have my employees and I have my departments. Perfect. So now I will ask it to create the task table. So as you remember, I want to assign tasks to all of these employees. So let's go here. I wanted to create a task table. Each task has a description, an assignee, which is an employee, a status, and for the moment the status will be just a string, and a due date. All right. So the catalog file was edited. Okay, it's finished. So I have here, for each task I have description, an assignee, status, and a due date. All right, and it took care of the relation by itself. I didn't ask it specifically to add a relation. It guessed that by itself. So let's go here and restart here the project. All right, you see the tasks now are there. I have department, employees, and task. Great. Okay, let's continue this journey. I forgot something. I would like on the tasks to have a summary. You see, I have here a description. The description will be a big field, so I would like to have a summary to the task table. So you see, I ask it add a summary field to this table, but it remembers that we were talking about the task table. So by itself, it will just add a summary field here. All right. So here, I restart, and that's it. I have my summary field in the task. All right. Let's now generate a few tasks here. And of course, don't forget to assign each task to an employee. So here, I'm very generic. You see, little by little, I'm getting confident. So I just ask it to generate around 10 tasks in the initialize data script. Okay, so I don't ask it specifically to I'm not too precise, I mean. So let's continue. So it will add a tasks.json file. It's here. And it will edit the initializing script. So I didn't even look at the code in there. I'm just trusting the agent for the moment. Perhaps I will review this code later on. Okay, these are the tasks that are created. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So let's keep it. And here, let's just have a look. There's no errors apparently in there. All right, so let's run that. And now I have departments, employees, and 10 tasks. Okay, we'll control that in the Data Explorer. Do I have tasks? Yeah, this is so great. Okay, and let's just control if there's an employee, last name and first name, and that's perfect. Okay, so glad it worked. All right. Okay, we will continue this. And now that I have a couple of data, I will now try to get some 4D form. Okay, so let's add here. Let's create a 4D form that will list tasks. Okay, I just want to review the task list. So I want a list box on the left side of the form, listing tasks with summary, assignee last name, the assignee department, the due date, and the status. And I want a detailed view on the right side showing all these information plus the department manager and the task description. Don't forget to associate this form to a form class. So this is a coding habit that I repeat here just in case, but I think it would not be necessary because it's already in my instruction files. But I want to use a form class. You see, what's interesting is that by itself, it went to read the instruction files, the proper instruction files, and in there I specifically point to the form schema, the JSON. So this will avoid errors. It's working. It's creating here the form folders. So for the moment it's empty, but it will come. I'm confident. All right, it's finished. So we will discover what it made here. So now I go here in my forms and I have here a form task. All right, it's not a bad thing. See, I can try to run it and oh, so nice. I have here a proper form. There's a little bit of here errors. Maybe we can fix them, but it's already some kind of very good result. So I have here a problem. It's not showing the current entity information. I guess it's because here the fields are not mapped. Okay, probably here this one is mapped, but here it's not. So let's just give it this information. So here I copy, just give it a screenshot of the form. I paste it here in the context, and here there's a problem. Tasks details are not visible when selecting a task. And it did something. Okay, I don't know exactly what it did. Let's keep this and go back here. It seems to be much better now. And okay, it's good, very good, very good, very good. All right, I have here a due date, but I think there's something I forgot. I forgot a creation date. Okay, it works. So I forgot to tell you to add a creation date for tasks. So please add it in the catalog. Update the import files accordingly, and of course the task form, I want to have the task creation date in the list box and the details. Yes, let's go like that. So here I'm asking it to add an attribute in the catalog, update some import files, and perhaps the code. I don't think the code will have to be updated, not sure. And to update also the form. So three things here. So you see that with time you get more and more confident with the agent. You tend to understand what it's capable of or what will be a problem. All right, so there's a creation date here now. I'm gonna close here those files, don't need them. So catalog was edited, the tasks here, the form gets edited as well. Oh, and you see, maybe I can take this opportunity here to check that here um, I have here a form class. So I have here some errors. Maybe we can review them later on, but for the moment, let's leave them that way. Okay. So it seems to be over. Let's validate everything. Open now. So here I now have, we'll see that by running it. I have here the creation date. Let's run that. And okay, I haven't run the import script, but I have here the column. It's okay. Okay, let's run here the import script and run that again. Oh, created is still wrong. Interesting. Interesting, of course. It's a funny thing. I don't know what it did. Probably here, let's go in the Data Explorer. So the due date is correct, but apparently I'm missing the creation date here. It's not in the data. Yeah, that's why I guess there was a problem here. Let's open the structure. Oh, maybe I should restart. No, the creation date. It's in there. It's in there now. Okay, maybe that was the problem. Let's try to run this again, and probably it was the problem. Yeah. Yeah. You see, I have now the creation date. It's null. Okay. Let's run that again and run it again here. It's still null. What I'm going to do is just to give it here the screenshots and just to show that creation dates are not imported, and perhaps it's a problem in the file. I don't know. I don't want to lose too much time. So creation dates are no in the database after import. Oh, can you check? Can be a problem because as I didn't write the code, I don't really know where to look to update that. So, but here, okay, apparently it did the trick. It was in there. So let's go there. Let's run that again, and let's check. No, let's just run the form. And it's better here. You see now I have the creation date and it's in there. Perfect. All right. Now I think that the form is a little bit ugly. We'll try to be a little bit creative. So it's a task list, in fact. So I will ask a nice design for task list. And we'll try to find an image, and we'll try to find here maybe whatever. Yes, task list and details, maybe something that will fit a little bit what we want to do. Okay, let's take this one. So let's copy this image here and let's use it here as a reference. Can you make the task form more beautiful? Get inspiration from the file attached. So this is a little bit of a creative way of working. I don't know what will be the results here. We'll see that. We'll see what it can do. Okay. So it will try to do some clean white light background, status color badges. I don't know if it will manage to do so. Card-based detail panel and better typography and spacing. Okay, we'll see what it gives. Okay, it seems to be over. I honestly don't know what was done here. But apparently lots of things, so we'll see the result here. Okay, it seems a lot nicer. Very, very different. And what happens now? Okay, I have now much, yes, we can say it's much nicer than the previous version. Okay, you can discuss the design if you like it or not, but I think it's much more beautiful, of course. All right. All right. So I'm finished with this task panel, task 4, and I'm now quite confident with the agent. So I prepared here a much bigger prompt to do all the rest. I don't want to bother with implementing an emailing mechanism for the moment. So I want to implement the complete AI feature right now. So I'm asking it to use for the AI kit. Let's imagine so that this application, let's imagine, I will fix the typos here, is for a travel agency. I already said so, so I don't need. This application is for travel agency. I wanted to demonstrate how I can, when receiving an email, analyze it through AI and directly generate a task if needed, because not all emails are relevant for a task creation. And these tasks should go to the correct department. So I don't want to implement an email sync feature, so we'll mimic it by creating an email table, so with a sender, subject, body, reception date. You will create a quick form where I can visualize the emails in a list box. Each email has a status, pending or processed. This status tells us that an automatic task creation processed the email or not. On the email screen, you add a button to process an email through AI. Pressing the button sends the email to a model that replies with a task to create in our system. So use for the AI kit for this with OpenAI. Let's put it that way. OpenAI for now. You can check for the AI key documentation here, so I'll help it a little bit for the documentation and code sample. For the API key, because OpenAI of course works with an API key, I ask it to store and load it from a simple JSON file within the resources folder. Okay, so it's a much more complex prompt than what I did earlier. Let's see what it can do with this. I'm asking a lot here. So it starts by checking AIKit documentation. And it's quite funny, it created some to-do list here. I don't know if we can have it somewhere. Okay. So it's starting by adding the email table to the catalog and create the necessary files. It's quite funny because it's creating here by itself some sample emails in a JSON file. So step 2/7. So I should here get here, yeah, here it created some sample emails. Okay, so the initialization data script is finished. It's creating now the form. Oh, the form is getting prepared here. Maybe we can have a look at it just by curiosity. No, it's still not there. We see that. Oh, the form. Yes, it's the form class for the moment. All right. Oh, it's here right now. Okay. It's making a button. The API key JSON file, it's here. Okay. I will open it here on another screen and I will paste my API key. All right. I ask it to continue. We're getting to an end. It's great. Okay. So before testing, replace your OpenAI key. So I will do so. I will hide that, of course. Okay, I will place my OpenAI key in this file. That's done. And maybe let's just open this form email. Oh, it's a different coloring, but you see that it tried to, let's say, apply the same styling as before. If I run that, of course, I have nothing here. I will see that later on. Oh, trace. There's a problem here. Abort. All right. Let's restart because there were changes in the structure. So here you see that I have now an email table properly created. Maybe what we could have done would have been to let's say add a link between the email and the tasks, but let's forget it for now. We will run the import data. Okay, so now I have 5 emails. Let's check in the Data Explorer here if I have my emails. Yes, emails are here. Perfect. And I have each time the body, which is here. Okay. So now let's test the email form. Okay, it's correct. And so I can here check here the email body. All right, so I suppose here that the processing of the email is here, but yeah, there's a text problem here. Probably the color of this button is not right, the text color. So perhaps here we can just set it to black and it will be better. Yeah. See what's nice? Okay, you generate the app with AI, but of course you can fine tune that later on. Okay, let's have a tour of the code that was generated behind that button. Okay, I'm not very happy because I would have preferred this code to get inside the form class, but okay, let's forget that for the moment. And okay, so here I can do this, and I will open here the task screen on the side, and we're going to see if it's working properly. So let's put that aside. Okay, I have my screen. So here I have my pending email. So Sophie Bernard, it's probably here something for sales, I guess. Okay, it's someone asking for a travel. So okay, I'm crossing fingers. I will check if this is working. Ah, hey, I have an error. Okay, so as always, maybe I'm doing the dumb guy and just copy this and putting that in here. Okay, pressing the AI button, I get this error. Okay, I didn't even had look at the code that was generated for now. Maybe I will do this later on. Okay, it's asking me to try the AI button again. So let's do so. I abort, I close this, and for safety, I will open the form again here, and let's try it again. Okay, so here, oh, it's strange. I lost something. Okay, we will try it again. So it's processed here. So we will see if I have here a task created today. So yeah. I don't have a refresh button here. I could ask it to add a refresh button. So I have here 10 tasks. So let's open it again. And now I have 11 tasks. I think it was created today. It's this one. Yeah. So you see, it's Sophie Martin, the assignee. So Sophie Martin is probably the head of the sales department. The due date is for 23rd. It was guessed by the AI. In here, it was so created today. It's an honeymoon package inquiry for Maldives, and it's exactly what I get here. Okay, so I'm really, for the moment, quite happy about what it did. That's so great. Let's refine all this, and let's just do a couple of things. So getting back here, please add a refresh button on the email form, on both the email form and the task form. Do this like that for the moment. All right, so let's keep it and let's see what it gives. So here I have here this refresh button here now, and probably here on the email as well. Perfect, perfect. So if I run that, okay, and if I run this one, all right, all right. So this will help me determine, better locate the new task. So what I have here, it's an email from Air France. Okay, um, let's process it. Okay, the task is created here, assigned to after sales. That's great. I would like to keep that. If I switch from an email to another, it will be lost. It's a shame. I guess we could put it somewhere, but okay, not a big deal. Um, okay, so now if I refresh it, I have now 12 tasks. All right, and let's find it. It's this one. Okay, it's for after sales. So there's a booking updated and the customer should be warned, in fact. Okay, that's so great. I guess this is perfect. All right, there's still maybe a little bit of bugs. AI processing results here. It would be nice to get it somewhere, but let's let's forget about it. um, that's it. I guess I have my features. I have this automatic task creation based on the email. I could, of course, create some kind of background task doing this automatically. I could. There are ways of improvement in there, but I think you get the point. I could implement this application like that. I almost coded nothing. Of course, I could have a look here in in the sources here to see, because probably maybe there are some errors, maybe there are some things that could be improved, but that's it. If you need to quickly build a proof of concept for a customer of yours, if you need to quickly build something, honestly, that's perfect. I don't know how much time I took. Maybe this was a matter of an hour to build a rather complex app using AI itself. So I think it's great. Let's maybe uh, check group booking request for Rome trip here. Uh, allez, let's try that last one for the road. And that's it, created for sales here. And here, this one, partnership proposal, I think it should go to marketing. Probably this kind of email should go to the marketing. Oh, it went to sales. Okay, no problem. We'll see. Maybe it's something we can fine tune later on. All right, here I update and I have now more tasks. Okay, see you